Hey guys, Civilord here, back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Wild Rider. Sounds like a perfect name for a hooker. That said, this of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, who will remain fine folks despite the fact that this guy's not, we'll say, not the best of the Stunticons, and unfortunately Breakdown does reuse quite a bit of this guy, so they're almost twinsies. But before I get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get to the meat and taters of this review and take a look see at all Wild Rider, I almost called him Breakdown, geez, has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with his two blasters here. Which honestly don't fit in his hands the best, but it is what it is, I'm afraid. Take a closer look at him. Now, his official transformation has you, like, flip these out for whatever reason. And almost give him shoulder pads. They're almost shoulder pads, but not really. If they went a little higher and a little bit more forward, I would probably leave them out. But as it stands, I tend to just leave these folded in. As if we're going to be changing him back into his alt mode. Like this. So there you go. Fortunately, he does have the car window sticking out the back, and I guess what you can do is fold this up as well. But then you're not going to be able to lower this down hardly at all. So it's just going to be kind of riding up on his head there, and then he's got a super high backpack. But I don't know. The choice is yours. You can do what you want with that. I wish this could turn around and sit down, the wheels behind his shoulders, but yeah, that's the best we got, folks. It's not great, unfortunately, but it's what we have to work with. So I tend to just fold this down and then fold this down as much as I can, and it gives him a cleaner silhouette. Got a cool head sculpt. It's got like these spikes on the side of his head. That's pretty cool. He does have a little bit of up and down because of the transformation. Of course, some rotation, no tilt of any kind. Shoulders will move out, they will move down, they will rotate back and forth. He does have a single jointed elbow, which doesn't give you more than 90. That's interesting. He does have a bicep swivel, clicky hinge wrists. That's fine. He's got a waist twist. Then he's got it's pretty solid hip joints. These are really tight. They kick out, they kick back down, they kick forward and back. What about this one? Yeah, they feel like they got a ratchet in there. Same with his knees. He's got like detented knees. Kind of tricky to pose, but not terrible. Then he does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker and whatnot, so he can move his foot all around, which is nice. I think I mentioned he had a waist twist and a thigh swivel. But that is Wild Rider in a nutshell. He does have his two blasters you can put in his hands. There's one. There's the other one. Yeah, for some reason it's not nearly as tight as the other one. That's bizarre. Even if I switch these around, I mean, granted, you could use the shorter peg maybe, but that's probably not a good idea. Must be something to do with the hand more so than the weapons, but putting these in this way can hold his guns just fine. And yeah, he looks good. A little blocky compared to Drag Strip, but he looks good. So standing him up there. What is going on with his feet? Weird. He wants to lean one way. But standing him up there, we have our two regulars. Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith right here. As well as the infamous 11 Spawn right there. So, as you can see, good old Al Simmons, as usual, towers over everyone. So that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while he may not be as strong as Drag Strip, who came before him, I think it's safe to say he's probably a little bit better than Breakdown, who we will be taking a look at eventually on the channel. My pre-order for him hasn't processed just yet, so time will only tell when that will happen. But for now, I do like Wild Rider, just not as much as Drag Strip, I don't think. So with that being said, before we wrap this up, why don't we transform Wild Rider into and take a closer look at his vehicle mode. And as promised, here we have good old Wild Rider in his vehicle mode. I'm not sure what kind of car this is. Kind of reminds me of a Challenger or something like that. A muscle car, we'll say. Like Drag Strip, he's got his guns mounted on the top via Twisted Metal style, if you ask me. I guess in Twisted Metal they were mounted on the front. That way your head didn't get blown off when you were driving around shooting motherfuckers. But yes, a very cool alt mode. It does roll quite well. And spoiler alert, we're going to see this alt mode, well, something similar at least, again with Breakdown, who I do have on pre-order. Not sure when I'll get the actual Motormaster to go with this set. He goes for a pretty penny now. I hope they reissue him, but fingers crossed I can get my hands on that someday so we can complete Menethwa. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.